bring it from 25% to 50%, the tariffs on steel into the United States of America.
We have in the United States 2,000 companies from the German automakers with around about 140,000 employees.
The U.S. raising its steel tariffs from 25% to 50% is not just a number, but a shifting economic compass. So why are the world's largest companies quietly relocating to Canada? From automotive giants to tech giants, food chains to logistics hubs, dozens of companies have shifted their focus northward. Is this significant movement merely a commercial choice, or is it a systemic warning for the United States? Could a new industrial revolution be underway? Let us explore the backdrop of this industrial migration together. In recent years, rising protectionist policies in the United States have become a significant cost factor for companies. Tariffs are rising, immigration policies are tightening, and licensing processes vary by state, making planning impossible. In contrast, Canada is enhancing its appeal with low and stable taxes, clean energy incentives, and fast-track visa programs tailored for technology. The frequency and unpredictability of presidential executive orders are particularly unsettling for companies seeking to make long-term investments. Now it's not just products but also strategies that are shifting countries. Volkswagen is canceling its California factory in the U.S. and building a $4.5 billion battery production facility in Ontario. Stellantis is shifting a $4 billion investment to Windsor due to union crises and high costs in the U.S. Amazon is constructing a massive distribution and testing center in Calgary. Microsoft is setting up data centers in Canada with the aim of keeping its AI projects out of reach of U.S. jurisdiction. These investments are not just about capital, they are also bringing skilled labor, know-how, and international supply chains to Canada. Employment losses are increasing in the U.S. heartland, particularly in industrial states. Canada, on the other hand, is not only attracting investment, but also transferring labor through technology visas. Cities like Montreal, Toronto, and Calgary are becoming hubs for university-educated young people. Burger King's decision to move its operations center from Miami to Montreal is a symbolic example of this trend. Montreal's 20% payroll tax reduction and academic labor force advantage create a significant difference compared to U.S. cities. This situation is further deepening regional inequalities. In the U.S., this wave of migration has not yet gained widespread attention in the political arena. However, concerns are high in the business world. Frequent changes in regulations, conflicts between federal policies and state policies, and the rise of protectionist rhetoric are undermining the investment climate. Canada, on the other hand, enables long-term planning with fixed incentive packages of 3, 5, and 8 years. It maintains a transparent and consistent stance on energy policies, the tax system, and immigration processes. The political polarization in the U.S., however, is driving investors away rather than attracting them. Canadian ports are increasing transportation from Halifax to Europe, while investments in railways and energy infrastructure are putting the country ahead in international competition. The Spanish company Ferrovial, which operates the Toronto 407 highway, is redirecting its new investments to Canada due to political risks in the U.S. Bell Canada and TELUS's AI data centers are transforming Canada into not only a manufacturing hub, but also a center for information technology and innovation. This migration is leading to a shift in global supply chains, making Canada the primary gateway for capital from Europe and Asia. In an optimistic scenario, if Canada manages this intense capital flow sustainably, it could become North America's new industrial hub. In a middle-of-the-road scenario, the U.S. could improve its investment climate through reforms and halt this trend. In a pessimistic scenario, the U.S. could lose even more by increasing its inward-looking policies. In this case, Canada would not only be an alternative, but a new center. However, the critical question here is, can Canada sustain this investment influx in terms of infrastructure, energy, and logistics? Canada's energy, port, and transportation infrastructure is currently operating at capacity. In some regions of Ontario and Quebec, energy supply is already struggling to meet intense demand. Although the Transportation Ministry has launched new projects in this area, there is a risk of gridlock in the face of sudden increases in investment demand. This weak link could be the biggest obstacle to making Canada's advantage permanent. Additionally, Rapidly rising housing prices are making it difficult for skilled immigrant labor to settle. This wave of immigration clearly demonstrates how differences in systems between countries can lead to economic outcomes. The transparency, predictability, and consistent rules Canada offers are now more valuable to investors than mere slogans. The United States' size no longer always creates appeal. Security, efficiency, and sustainability criteria are taking center stage. This is not a competition between countries, but between policies. And at this moment, Canada is leading the race. Do you think Canada's strategic rise is permanent, or is it based on a temporary advantage? If the U.S. fails to recover, is it inevitable that more companies will relocate? How will infrastructure, politics, and global balances affect this trend? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Be more than just a spectator of this major change. Be an interpreter. Because the world is being reshaped, and this time the center line is shifting slightly further north.